I stumbled into a strange world by accident. To survive, I had to clear a game called Vampire Banquet. In the game, I was cast as the wife imprisoned by a vampire duke. What no one bothered to tell me was that the vampire duke was completely unhinged. I awoke inside the great hall of a medieval castle. Outside, storm clouds swallowed the sky whole. The estate stretched endlessly in every direction. 4 others were scattered around me, strangers, each one exchanging wary glances, eyes full of confusion. No prompt, no tutorial, nothing. Precise footsteps descended from the 3rd floor. A middle-aged man appeared on the staircase, black uniform with white pinstripes, heeled lambskin shoes. His expression was carved from stone. Beyond the windows, thunder cracked open the sky. The damp, metallic stench of rain flooded the hall. A woman in a pale gray dress stepped inside. Her face lit up the moment she saw us.
New servants have arrived? Wonderful!
Misha, the butler, who had stood in silence until now, spoke.
The master is about to wake.
The woman's smile vanished instantly.
I am Sarah, the head housekeeper. This is Misha, the head butler.
The bell on the wall rang twice. Sarah's left eye twitched. Her voice picked up speed.
There is a grand banquet in 7 days. The Duke's mother will be in attendance. Until then, you will carry out your duties without exception. One thing to remember, children. Theft is punishable by decapitation.
Misha added calmly.
A painting has gone missing from the estate. Whoever recovers it will be rewarded £50 by the Duke himself.
A girl lifted to my side and murmured.
Looks like the objective is to find the painting within 7 days. Aren't you afraid?
I asked under my breath. She gave a tired shrug.
There was a guy at the start losing his mind. I spent an hour recounting every horror novel I'd ever read. He's much calmer now.
Sarah moved through the group, assigning roles with cheerful efficiency.
You, gardener. You, carpenter. You, cook. You, lady's maid to the Duke's sister.
The girl accepted her maid uniform without complaint. She threw me a reassuring look. I was the only one left without an assignment. Misha emerged from the kitchen carrying a silver tray.
My lady, the Duke has woken. It is time for you to return to him.
I followed her upstairs into an exquisitely decorated bedroom. She gestured for me to lie down, then opened a drawer and produced a pair of iron shackles. Her eyes softened with something that almost looked like pity.
Be all right, dear.
She locked both of my wrists to the headboard with practiced efficiency. I gasped.
Sarah! What is this? You are the most beloved wife of the Honorable Duke Damien Percival. For these 7 days, you will keep him company.
She tucked the blanket neatly around me and left without another word. After a moment, a pair of bony hands pushed open the door. He wore a long robe of deep blue velvet. His skin was bloodlessly pale. His eyes, luminous, green as deep forest glass, held a brilliance that stopped my breath. Every movement he made was effortless, unhurried, like watching a rose open in real time. Duke Damien Percival. I forced a slow breath, pressed down the shock that threatened to surface. This is a horror game where I can die at any moment. I repeated it like a prayer.
My love.
Damien dropped to one knee beside the bed, his melancholy eyes fixed on mine with frightening tenderness.
Abigail.
Unbearably gentle.
Will you forgive me?
My heart stuttered. I turned over. He reached up and cupped my face, gently but firmly steering my gaze back to his.
Abigail, why won't you look at me? Are you angry? The only way I can feel at peace is knowing you're here. Be good for me.
He leaned down slowly along the curve of my ear. His lips grazed my lashes. Those green eyes watched me with unbearable warmth as his mouth moved lower, deeper. I swallowed hard. One hand sliding over my eyes, his face buried in my neck. I twisted my wrists. The chains rang out in the silence. Then, 2 sharp points broke through skin. A deep chill swept through me. My limbs turned to nothing. My voice disappeared entirely. Thought occurred to me. I am going to bleed to death. Only when Damien finally, slowly lifted his head could I breathe again. Ragged, desperate gasps. His ice-cold fingertip touched the wound. The marks vanished instantly. He licked the blood from his lips and smiled, slow and wicked.
Let go of me.
My voice shook. His expression went cold in an instant. Both hands clamped down on my shoulders, and he screamed raw.
You want to leave me? You can't leave me!
I stared at him. He paced the room in agitated circles.
Abigail, please don't look at me like that.
I shut my eyes and silently cursed the universe for making the vampire breathtakingly beautiful. When I opened them again, he was simply gone. The next morning, the girl slipped in, carrying a breakfast tray. She looked at the marks on my collarbone and blinked.
So we're in very different storylines.
She rubbed my wrist gently and lowered her voice.
I have to tell you, this morning, we found a body in the sheep pen.
The girl introduced herself as Rachel. She couldn't stay long. She dropped the news and left. Sarah arrived next.
The Duke sleeps during the day. You are free to move about.
I ate downstairs, waited for the servants to clear out, then gathered the surviving players. 4 of us remained, me and Rachel, plus 2 men. One called himself a street artist and refused to give his name. He'd been assigned as the gardener. The other was heavyset and introduced himself as Mike. He was the carpenter. The girl who died that morning had been the cook. The artist explained that the estate had real servants, a genuine gardener, carpenter, and cook, and that we were more like apprentices shadowing them. Mike said the real carpenter seemed friendly enough. The artist complained that the real gardener was a strange, short-tempered old man.
I'm lady's maid to the Duke's sister, Alara. She's sweet.
Everyone looked at me. I touched my ear.
Duke Damia is a vampire.
3 pairs of eyes filled with immediate, silent sympathy. Rachel took charge.
Mike and I will search for the painting. Abigail and the artist can check on the cook's quarters. The body from this morning has already deflated into a skin heap in the corner. You don't want to see it.
The real cook welcomed me warmly and offered pastries. She teared up, mentioning the dead girl, murmuring she would go pray. Before I could respond, the gardener stormed in, hurled his vegetable basket down, and jabbed a finger at her.
If I catch you in my garden again, I'll cut off your pig's head!
The cook clutched her chest.
I haven't been near your garden in days!
The old man spotted the artist loitering nearby and barked at him to go trim the flowers. The artist yanked me out of there without a word. In the hallway, I ran straight into Rachel and Mike, both breathless and wide-eyed. We gathered on the second floor, deep in the far corridor.
Paintings throughout the castle were priceless masterworks, but we were looking for the one that was different.
We found it near a window, almost entirely blank, just chaotic, scratch lines on the canvas. The castle was without power, and the corridor was so dark that it was almost suffocating. Rachel nodded toward the door beside it.
This room is strange too. There's an odd smell coming from inside.
I reached for the handle. 2 ice-cold hands landed on my shoulders from behind.
Carpenter. Lady's maid. Come downstairs.
Rachel and Mike moved immediately, but the hands on my shoulders stayed. Damien, chest half exposed, stepped around to face me, amusement curling the corner of his mouth.
Abigail, were you looking for me?
I managed to smile.
I thought you were still asleep.
He caught my hand. My hands felt exceptionally warm beneath his cold skin.
Come with me.
He led me to the music room on the ground floor. Candles trembled on the walls. A painting hung their 2 small boys. Nothing but pure, untouched happiness on their faces. A violin began to sing, the music flowing out of him like something old and aching. The final note landed heavy. The candlelight caught the planes of his face, and for one unguarded second, I saw something that looked almost like divine grief.
That's me and my brother.
He gently pressed me against the wall. One finger touched the golden-haired boy in the painting. His breath was soft against the back of my neck.
That's me.
He's adorable.
His breathing shifted.
Abigail, may I?
I said firmly.
No.
The fangs came anyway. I sagged against him when he finally sealed the wound and stepped back. I found my legs by sheer determination alone. As evening settled in, the Duke's sister Alara came downstairs to dine with us. Bright golden hair, wide, round eyes, lively and effortlessly charming.
Sister-in-law, you're so beautiful. I love your hair.
Damien stayed silent through dinner, though he let Alara chatter about Jules without interruption. I tried to catch Rachel's eye. She was too busy refilling Alara's juice. I cleared my throat.
I've heard the castle is missing a painting, one called The Banquet. What does it look like?
Alara looked genuinely puzzled. Damien answered with nothing more than a quiet sound. After dinner, Eleara led me to the stable. Each animal was given to her by Damien. Her a squirrel, a parrot, a Pekingese dog. She leaned close and whispered,
I can tell the way he is with you. It's different.
Are you a vampire too?
She shook her head.
I'm human. Damien found me on the streets when he was 10. He brought me home. Just because of this, I am not afraid of him. I really like you, and I like your friend. Will you both stay?
Unable to answer, I steered the conversation elsewhere. On the way back through the garden, the artist was dutifully trailing the old gardener through the hedgerows. Mike shaved wood shavings outside the carpenter's workshop. Every real servant we passed smiled and greeted us pleasantly. Somewhere in the distance, the cook had gone pink-faced, arguing with the gardener again. I'd been watching the artist too carefully. Something about him felt deliberately withheld. By the time I snapped back to the present, everyone had gone inside. Only Damien remained, dark-faced. He grabbed my wrist and pulled me upstairs. The bedroom door slammed behind us. The trace of that gentleman has vanished completely. He stripped the fabric from my neck with rough hands and pressed me hard against the vanity mirror. I could see my own fear reflected back at me, and his rage. The bite, when it came, was merciless. The blood loss hit me like a wave. My vision fractured. My body convulsed. I was barely conscious by the time he lifted his head.
You're right. You don't belong here.
I ran a low fever through the night. At least Damien removed the shackles. Rachel came early with breakfast, her expression grim.
Mike is dead.